tonight's Barbie's Bitch House special is a reading of Chuck Tingle's book about COVID vampires. And you'll notice in the recording that we mentioned this being the start of season 9. Ignore that. This is going to be a spin-off all on its own of just like specials, which will be episodes that don't have seasons. So it'll just be like a one-off. So that's why we mentioned like the 9th season, and we decided like in the middle of the recording that we would just kind of make it like just a one episode thing. So I hope you guys enjoy us reading The COVID Vampires by Chuck Tingle. Welcome to Barbie's Bitch House. Wait, this is a new thing. So I don't know what this is. This is kind of like season 6 where we don't have like an idea of like one thing we're doing. I
hope this doesn't turn into SpongeBob season.
It doesn't. We don't need another flop season like season 6. Season 6 was a flop. Okay, I won't do that.
So what is this, season 9?
Yeah. My hair was on your phone. Ew. Okay, so this is by Chuck Tingle, and it's called Bisexual Unicorn Vampires. Teach me the importance of the vampire cough. So I think this is going to be very educational for all of us in this car.
Educational.
As a healthcare professional, I can't remember one time, it says I time. I can't remember I time when I was more exhausted than this. There have been plenty of moments when my ability to stay focused and alert was tested, late nights at the hospital where I held myself together for hours, or even days longer than I expected. But nothing compares to what it's been like dealing with the trotting plague. The trotting plague is a strange illness that has come on quickly, causing anyone infected to begin a sudden and playful prance, their knees high and their hands out as though they were pretending to be a pony. These trotters feel the compulsion to prance around in this way for an entire day, at which point they tucker out and the symptoms subside. By that time, however, they've already infected a countless number of others who will soon begin a similar trot. But why does it matter, some might ask? They're just trotting playfully around. It's true, there are worse things than trotting that an illness could compel you to do, but that's exactly the point. Trotting is a pure and playful activity, something that should never be done through the force of a foreign influence. I promise it's going to get good. It's just being stupid right now. In the name of all that is good in this world, Buck Tingle will stand up and fight for the sanctity of a wholesome, decent trot. It's that kind of commitment to helping others that drove me to being a doctor in the first place. I'm not just any doctor either. I'm one of the hardworking medical practitioners who has specifically positioned themselves to help out in an outbreak such as this. Half my time is spent on the ground floor of it all, treating patients and making sure they're getting the proper care they deserve, and the other half is dedicated to finding ways of stopping these illnesses at their source. I've been staying after hours in the lab, trying to come up with any solution that I can while the world spins on in chaos around me. When I find even the slightest shred of an answer, I pass it along and let this information flow out into the world, hopefully creating policies that can make others just a little bit safer. Washing your hands, that was me. Staying inside and social distancing, I came up with that too. Now, however, I'm at a loss. It appears I have given all the advice I possibly can, and now there's nothing else I can do to help slow this exponential outbreak. Of course, self-quarantining and social distancing is the best thing people can do right now, but what if they absolutely have to leave the house and see a doctor? How should they behave in the waiting room? This is just like boring as fuck right now. I'm trying to see if there's like...
I would say you probably read half and then I read half, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Because there's like 21 pages.
It's really boring right now, but washing your hands, that was me. Staying inside, social distancing, I came up with that too. Now,
Pandemic.
I'm at a loss. It appears I've given all the advice that I possibly can. Isn't that empty?
No, I bought a new one.
Oh my god.
I haven't opened it yet.
New package of icebreakers. We haven't had an icebreaker since like season 5. It's season 9 now. We've been starving for 3 years, probably. In Barbie's bitch time. Of course, self-quarantining and social distancing is the best thing people can do right now. What if they share a house with someone who isn't sick yet, and there's simply not enough space to keep the two people safely apart? There must be more strategies left, some untapped resource that can be scoured for helpful information. Hey, Dr. Tingle.
Sorry.
Hey, Dr. Tingle, what are you still doing here? A voice cuts through the darkness behind me.
Dr. Tingle. Dr. Tingle,
Tingle my tits. I turn around in the dim light of my lab to see my friend and coworker, Bossica Treem. Her name is Bossica Treem.
Sounds like a lesbian.
It does. I want one too, thank you. Bossicatream, staying in the doorway. Just doing a little more research, I inform her, turning away from my microscope. There's still a few avenues to test. I think if I separate the protein from the blah, 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 blah. Talking about isolating some of the factors that drive the high kicks. It's not the whole prance, but it's something. Dr. Treem just stares at me blankly, trying to choose her expression with care. I can tell there's something on her mind, something she's dying to get out. You should go home, my friend finally says, cracking. You've been here twice as long as anyone else. You're exhausted. I know, I counter, then shake my head. But I can't. We've got to get to the bottom of this. People are out there trotting for hours. Trotting for hours. Dr. Treem nods with understanding, then tries another approach. Listen, I know you really want to help, and so far you've done an amazing job. At a certain point, though, you're going to be too tired to be productive here. You've technically been off the clock for a while now, and that means it's time to get some rest. Take care of yourself. They need me, I reply stubbornly. Hank, they need you thinking clear and awake. Jessica reminds me. Her name was Bossica 2 seconds ago. Why is her name Jessica now? She's right, and I know it. Sometimes it can feel like the best course of action is just plowing forward. Plowing. Regardless of the internal cost. But it's rarely the correct move in the long run. If we're going to make it through this thing, we need to stay focused. And sometimes staying focused means giving yourself a break. Take the night off, Dr. Treem says directly, get some rest. I nod begrudgingly acceptance. You're right. Bossica smiles and leaves, letting the door drift closed behind her. Once again, her name is Bossica instead of Jessica. The name keeps changing. Moments later, I'm left in the dark silence of my lab once again, meditating on my next course of action. After a while, I force myself to tear away from the equipment, grabbing my coat and pulling it on. I'm about to head out the door when something stops me in my tracks. Oh, here we go. A faint glowing light from the back room. Of course, this glow isn't unusual, but as a man of science, I rarely pay it much attention. Here at the hospital, we have many tools that we use in our daily quest for knowledge. It's important that all of them adhere to a scientific guideline. That's boring. I have one such item here in my lab, and it's ancient tome of knowledge that sits on a dusty shelf next to my medical records. It's been said that gazing upon the words within can bend the mind of any who seek their cosmic knowledge, but I think that's a bit of an exaggeration. This writing style is reminding me of G-Spot Fairy. This is Chuck Tingle, Chuck Dingleberry. That's his name now. We have G-Spot Fairy, Chuck Dingleberry. It all rhymes.
Maybe it is her.
Plot twist. The book is not evil, it's just old magic. It also kind of scares me. Still, if there's any time to take a look inside, it would be now. After all, I've tried everything and I can manage to get the trying plague under control. Maybe there's some untapped resource still waiting for me in this ancient book. I turn and creep out through my lab, heading into the other room and allowing my eyes to look upon the strange glowing volume that sits on my shelf. I pull it slowly and then open it up, my pupils shifting from the luminous glow. The language is old and strange, but I can make out the basic points. As I hold the book in my hand, it begins to flit from page to page. Eventually, the book lands on a page with a drawing of an ancient castle, the terrifying building spiraling up towards the sky above in massive twisting stone towers. Vampire, I read aloud. Unfortunately, it's too difficult for me to translate the rest. Vampire closes the book. I close the book, realizing exactly what I have to do. There's a vampire castle about an hour north from here. And while I'd always driven by the place with a healthy dose of fear and caution, I now know that's exactly where I need to go for the answers I'm looking for. In excitement in my step, I turn and head out of the lab, grabbing a few trotting plague tests as I go. I've been doing everything I can to not venture out into this harsh new world, but at least I'll be able to test myself and not drag anyone else into this mess should I happen to be infected. I'm about ready to skip forward to where it gets interesting. Because honestly, he's just going up to the tower. Hold on, let's see. He gets caution and regret because he wants to go back home. The rain is pouring down hard, but the front door features an enormous overhang that will keep me dry should I decide to go through with this. I take a deep breath and let out slowly, then finally make my choice. Without another moment of hesitation, I throw open my car door and run up the castle steps. This is what it feels like going up that building. I was going to say the name, but I was like, I probably shouldn't say the name of it.
Yeah, you probably should not say the name.
That one building. The rain, we already said that. I wipe the rain away and then rap on the enormous entryway. I rap on the open door or something. I rap on the enormous entryway of this castle 3 times. The iron knocker ringing out with endless hollow ballos. hollow booms within. I wait, then I wait some more, eventually considering that the vampire rumors could be nothing more than gossip and lies. I begin to turn and walk away, but suddenly stop. The door cracks open and gradually swings wide with a long, loud creak. Okay, I'm going to try to do my best vampire voice. Why, hello there. Just my regular voice.
Hello there.
Why, hello there, comes a deep and confident Transylvanian accent. The next thing I know, two figures are standing before me. One is a unicorn with a dark black mane and a flowing cloak of shadows around him. He is tall and breathtakingly handsome, with eyes like coals that scare out at me from his shadowy surroundings. Next to this unicorn is a second horned creature, ravishing and beautiful in a cloak of her own. Her fabric is red, however, and it matches the stark crimson of her lips. Hi, I stammer, trying to regain my composure in the presence of these gorgeous gothic unicorns. We stand in silence for a moment. At first I can't tell why, until suddenly I'm hit with the realization that it's my job to explain my reason for arriving. Oh, sorry, I continue, struggling to collect my thoughts. I'm Dr. Buck Tingle, and I'm wondering if you could help me with something very important.
Very important.
These names are stupid as fuck. The two unicorns
Chuck
exchange...
Dingleberry.
Chuck Dingleberry. The two unicorns exchange glances knowingly, although I can't quite get the meaning of their expression. I'm Count Rimble. Rimble. The unicorn in black replies, finally turning back to face me. And I'm Countess Gorba, offers the woman with a sly grin. You may continue. I have this ancient tome of knowledge. It's this big, spooky book. I should have brought it with me, but I left it in my car. Anyway, this book glows green. It talks to me sometimes. I think I might be twisting my dreams. Oh no, it said I should come see you. See us? But why? Because it told me to find some vampires. I continue, awkwardly quieting down as I reach the end of my sentence. By the time I've arrived at the final and most important word, I'm barely audible. What was that? Count Rimble questions. Oh, I blur awkwardly, scratching the back of my neck. It said I needed to find some vampires. The unicorns suddenly erupt in a fit of laughter. Not laughter, laughter. Rolling their eyes at the grand silliness of it all. Eventually I start to laugh too, a wave of relief washing over me. Talking to a couple of beautiful unicorns is much less frightening than talking to a couple of beautiful unicorn vampires. Crazy, right? I chuckle. I knew it was silly. There's no such thing as vampires. Oh no, we're vampires, Countess Gorba counters. We were just laughing because you found our book. We must have left that at the hospital ages ago. I probably dropped it back when I had my 5th-century physical, Count Rimble adds. Wait, so you are a vampire? Oh god, Manny. Oh god. Wait, so you are vampires? I question, immediately frightened again. Yes, but you've got nothing to worry about, Count Rimble continues.
Worry about? I'm gonna...
It doesn't say worry, but I'm gonna just make it fit. Where it's, don't worry. We don't suck blood, only cock. The unicorn vampire... The unicorn vampires...
Wait, is it almost my turn?
Yes. I'm only on page 6. We may have to do a couple episodes. Do you want to come in? Countless Gorba questions.
Read until chapter, or...
There's no chapters, girl.
Or page 10,
10, I think I'll just get to the end. Yeah, we'll just do page 10,
Well, I was just saying page 10, and it goes off to me.
Do you want to come in? Countess Gorba questions, stepping aside and waving me onward. I don't know. I stammer.
I don't know.
The sucking off is up to you. Obviously, but I think we can help you with that health tip you're looking for, she offers. It's now or never, and this is exactly the advice I was hoping to receive. Getting a blowjob, yeah, that's great advice. Being around vampires is a little stressful, but they seem kind enough, and if they can help me curb the spread of the trotting plague and even the slightest amount, it will all be worth it. Before I come in, you haven't been exposed to the trotting plague, have you? I just tested myself on the way up here, and I'm fine, but I should probably make sure we keep our distance. Trotting plague, Count Rimble asked with a chuckle. We've been in self-quarantine since the plague. We never leave. With that out of the way, I step inside. The door closes behind me, and seconds later, the entire living room erupts in a cascade of candlelight. There are melted wax stumps everywhere, lining the shelves and clustered upon the chandelier above.
So is there 2 vampires, or one of them's a unicorn, right?
I don't know anymore. They're bisexual unicorn vampires. I think both of them are.
Oh.
So... they only suck cock, not blood. That was awkward, the silence after that. I'm
sorry.
Person. No, I was like, I'm going to make this awkward. I forgot where I was. Trying plague. We've been in self-quarantine since the plague. We never leave. With out of the way, I step inside.
Candles.
Oh, I'm scared. So let's get this health technique out of the way. Countess Gorba offers, then motions to a nearby seat. I follow her lead, taking my place in one of the soft chairs and watching as her and her husband stand before me. This is called the vampire cough. It's an ancient technique passed down from generation to generation. It'll help fight the spread of many diseases, not just the tongue plague. I'll demonstrate. The Countess pulls her arm back, wrapping her cloak around her face in a traditional vampire pose, then coughs loudly into her arm. I forgot they learned what a vampire cough. It's just a regular cough. You cover your mouth. Wait, it says instead of just coughing without covering your mouth, you put your arm in front of it like a vampire. It's so simple yet so elegant. I've been in the medical practice for years and never once considered such a thing. You cover your mouth when you cough? Question. That's right, Countess Gorba and Count Rimble reply in unison. What an incredible trick. I continue then try it myself. This shit is so stupid. I can just see the passive aggression coming off this author. Because this was written during COVID when people were just like, I guess, coughing. Ew. Now we have music to fit the vampire sex that's about to happen, probably. What an incredible trick. Now, this is only one part of the process. Count Gorba continues. If there's a plague and you're coughing, then you shouldn't be leaving the house at all. However, there are a few rare times you might need to leave. Maybe to go to the hospital for treatment. Boring. I don't believe it. I'm skipping the parts that are boring. There's a heavy weight to this moment, something we're all thinking, but nobody wants to say out loud. I have to admit, these unicorn vampires are incredibly sexy. I find myself equally attracted to them in a way that simply can't be denied. Would you like to leave now? Count Rimble finally offers, motioning towards the door. I shake my head. Oh, God! You two have been cooped up here for a while. I stammer, my voice trembling a bit. After giving me such good treatment advice, I feel like there's something I should be giving you in return. We are rather hungry for cock. The two unicorn vampires approach slowly, every step they take, causing my heart to race even faster. Soon enough, they drop down to the floor, crawling their way towards me. Ew, ew, ew. When Count Rimble and Countess Gorba arrive, the two of them reach up and begin to unbuckle my belt. They gaze at me with eyes that overflow with an ancient, aching hunger. Soon enough, the vampire unicorns are pulling forth my swollen cock from its fabric prison, gasping. Gasping loudly when confronted by my impressive size. What is that a meal? Countess Gorba offers playfully. Ladies first, Court Rimble replies. The next thing I know, Countess Gorba is opening wide and taking my cock hard dick. Oh wait, no, that's not how that goes. It said rock. I thought it said cock, so I said cock hard dick. Rock hard.
Not the cock hard dick.
Oh, my cock hard dick. I slammed my cock hard dick in the door. My rock hard dick between her lips. She begins to pump her head up and down across my length, taking her time with me as her husband cradles my balls with his cool vampire hands. It would have been funnier if it's like her husband cradles my ball.
No, I thought it would have been funny if he was sucking on the balls.
He's like,
yeah, right. I thought it would have been funnier.
I begin to rock my hips in time with Countess Gorba's movements, the two of us quickly falling into sync with one another as a long outside groan slips out from between my lips. She definitely knows what she's doing, and although the scrape of her long fangs across my shaft gives me pause, she's careful not to stick me with them. After a good while of this, Countess Gorba finally pulls back with a gasp, allowing her husband to have a turn. Count Rimble quickly takes his position in front of me, opening wide and then swallowing my dick. His technique, however, is quite a bit different than the unicorn countess who came before him. Instead of bobbing up and down, Count Rimble takes me deeper and deeper with his throat, my rod sliding much further into his gullet than I'd ever expect. The vampire somehow relaxes his gag reflex and allows me passage beyond, my dick plummeting into his absolute depths. In a stunning performed deep throat, the vampire unicorn holds me here for what seems like forever, allowing me time to savor this feeling. Did you think that was me, Maddie?
No.
No, that was the other person. Instead of bobbing up and down, Count Rimble takes me deeper and deeper with his throat. But eventually, Count Rimble is forced to pull back with a gasp. Spit dangling in a long, translucent thread that connects his lips to the head of my shaft. Fuck me, I demand. Pound me right now. Without another word, it's almost your turn. Your turn.
Your turn.
Without another word, I stand up and strip away the rest of my clothing, tossing it to the side. Once I'm completely nude, I drop down onto the rug below me, the warmth of the fireplace feeling incredible as it radiates across my bare body. I pop my ass out towards the vampire unicorns behind me, wiggling my rump from side to side and reacting back to give them a playful slap. What are you waiting for? I coo, without hesitation. This part's so gross. What are you waiting for? I coo. Without hesitation, Count Rimble climbs down into position behind me. I want to pound your butt, he exclaims in his thick accent. The vampire unicorn teases my back. The vampire unicorn teases my back door. Back door for a moment with his enormous undead cock.
Not the undead cock!
Testing the limits of my anal tightness, and then finally plunging into me with a deep and powerful thrust. I let out a startled gasp as he impales my body. Not entirely prepared for his girth, my hands grip tight against the rug below, bracing for the vampire unicorn's weight. Count Rimble is utterly enormous, but he's a patient lover, taking his time with me. The vampire unicorn sorts slowly at first, gradually gaining speed as my body relaxes. We fall into a rhythm together. It's not long before we're perfect sync, the sensations of carnal bliss passing back and forth between us. Oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, I start to repeat over and over again, the words falling out of my mouth in a hazy mantra. As Count Rimble continues to massage my prostate from within. Every passing round, the word grows louder and louder until eventually I'm crying it out at the top of my lungs, completely lost in the moment. Oh fuck! Oh fuck! Oh fuck! I'm in such a potent trance, I don't even notice the beautiful countess climbing down into position before me. Suddenly, however, I discover that the gorgeous vampire unicorn has dropped into the doggy style position as well, her ass backed up against me as she waits for an insertion of her own. Count Rimble and I slow down for a second, hungrily eyeing up the beautiful unicorn. Come on, Countess Gorba coos seductively, offering up a wink. Don't leave me out of this. I smile wide as she backs all the way up against me. The three of us, now creating a long chain of sensuality. And all sensuality. The beautiful vampire unicorn reaches back and takes my quack into her hand, aligning my shaft with her pussy, and then sighing loudly as she slams back against me. I slip deep inside her, appreciating the pleasant tightness as all three of our bodies begin to rock together. It takes a little longer than before to find a rhythm, as there is now one more cog in the machine, but eventually we fall into a pulse that works. It's your turn, because I'm on page 10 now. Also, if there's anything boring, just skim past it, 'cause that's what I've been doing.
I just realized the last 2 seasons we didn't have a lot of porny stuff to read.
Yeah, it was more of like us reading my terrible writing, and that was like the funny element to it, just because I wrote it.
Sorry, I can't stop doing it.
So, we shall continue. And remember, if there's any boring parts, Maddie, just skim over those.
So do I just start where this is?
Yeah, the first open sentence on page 10.
Okay. As there is now one more cog in the machine, but eventually we fall into a pulse that works. The next thing I know, we're all hammering against one another. Our moans and groans fill the room and bouncing off the high stone ceilings above. The sensations are passing back and forth between us right now with such potent efficiency that I'm not sure where I end and they begin. All that I can feel is a radiant ball of pleasure completely overwhelming me from the inside out.
You only has one ball.
I'm gonna fucking come, the unicorn vampire behind me cries out, elevating the speed of his hammering cock even more. He's giving it to me with everything he's fucking got now. Slamming into my asshole with the grace of a unicorn and the strength of a goddamn vampire. Suddenly, Count Rimble thrusts deep within me and holds. I can feel his enormous rod blasting payload after payload of hot white jizz into my rectum, filling me to the brim until his seed comes squirting out from the edges of my tightly plugged asshole.
This is the nastiest thing we have ever fucking read. This is sick.
The cum runs down the back of my legs in long, thick streaks, spilling everywhere on the floor. It appears Countess Gorba, her name is fucking weird, is on a similar timeline because the next thing I know, she's coming hard as well. The beautiful vampire unicorn throws her head back and lets out a frantic scream as powerful orgasmic spasms erupt through her whole body.
I feel like
the pleasure almost too much for her to even bear. She's lost in the moment, her muscles across her body tensing and releasing in unison, and she finally collapses onto the rug in exhaustion.
Yeah. So back to the fucking nasty ass vampires having sex.
It gets worse.
Oh my god.
It's not over, by the way. It says, "Feed us." The two unicorn vampires begin to groan, pushing me back up to my feet while they remain sprawled out on the floor below. The two of them are beating me off in tandem, their hands working my shaft and balls with expert precision as the erotic tension builds. Soon enough, the pressure is simply too much for me to maintain. And the next thing I know, I'm blasting forth with pump after pump of my hot, sticky cum. My just splatters down across the vampire unicorns who gobble it up hungrily.
I feel like it's that scene from Scary Movie where she's like, "I'm not gonna let you go," and then he fucking squirts and she goes, "I need to show y'all that if you haven't seen that." Scary Movie where she's like, "Oh." That's what that was. That was disgusting.
Oh my god, we're almost done.
Oh, thank God.
It says, the three of us eventually find ourselves sitting around the fire, freshly cleaned off from one of the glorious castle towers, and wrapped in warm robes. I don't have time to stay long, however. I need to return to my duties as a doctor. I just don't know how I'm going to do it, I explained. There's a limited amount of patients that I can see in a single day, and I have to get this information out there. Social distancing, self-quarantining, hand-washing, and the vampire cough. These ideas that need to be spread. Maybe you could write some books about them, Count Rimble suggests. That's a good way of getting information out into the world. I literally gasp when I hear this elegant solution. He's right. I've been thinking way too small. If I want to deliver this information to the masses, then I just can't tell them one by one. I've got to write a book. You know what else you should do? Countess Gorba offers. Throw some sex in. Sex sells. People will come for the fucking, but they'll just take away a very important message. And then it says, "I love it," I reply, noddingly excited.
I don't like how meta this is
I'll
getting.
call one of them bisexual unicorn vampires teach me the importance of the vampire cough. And then that's the end. Because the rest of it is just all the fucking books that he's written. And the links to them.
Oh my god.
About Dr. Tingle.
I think we should like have a new mini
It says, hold on, wait, I gotta read the back to you because I think it's funny. Okay. Dr. Chuck Tingle is a Hugo-nominated erotic author and a Taekwondo grandmaster, almost black belt, from Billings, Montana. After receiving his PhD at the DeVry University in holistic massage, Chuck found himself fascinated by all the things sensual, leading to his creation of The Tingler, a story so blissfully erotic that it cannot be experienced without eliciting a sharp tingle down the spine. Chuck's hobbies include backpacking, checkers, and sports.
What a basic bitch. No, I think this should just be a new mini-series we do, where if we get bored, we should do Barbie's Bitch House one-offs. We'll call them, like, one-offs or something. So it's, like, not a full season. It's just, like, us reading random shit. Because this episode was pretty short. So I'll just combine those two episodes into one big episode. Well, guys.
One big special editions for the people that don't watch it.
Yes, exactly. Special editions for me, because I'm the only one who, like, watches this and enjoys it. Because you don't listen to it, Maddie. Okay, bye, guys.